All this work is flawless.
Was geht up? Willkommen. What up, man? Welcome. This is Little Scotty Smack 𝐂𝐎𝐓𝐀𝐂𝐓 reporting to you live and direct from my bathroom, man. I'm creating a YouTube channel off of iMac from the bathroom, reacting. I first started off reacting to German rap songs. Now I have moved on. This is my second Geography Now video, and the original reason why I did the Germany one is because I got a homie. His name's Big Fudge. He's in the comments, bro. He sent in. He's like, yo, if you really want to learn German, man, do a reaction to Geography Now. So I said, all right, sweet, man. He said that yesterday, so I did it today. And then my good friend Patrick, he said, man, can you please hear? I'll just play the message. This is incredible.
First, great reaction. Yeah, everything is true. Yeah, what he said. But he said they speak different languages. They didn't speak different languages. They just speak another dialect.
See? Smart guy. Very smart guy.
Yes, and they've got so many breads, or sorts of breads, like we do. We've got also, I don't know,
Also.
1,000 arts of bread and 1,000 arts of sausages, and we also cook out the pork. Now, I ask you because Austria is now just a little country.
Austria is just a little country. Okay, this is the best part, bro. I love this. This is why this whole internet and reaction stuff and why everything is so cool. And me being here in Canada and being able to connect with people like you, like him across the world. Everybody, man, I appreciate you guys all so much, man. Follow your dreams. Subscribe to the channel right now if you're new. And let me know what other countries you like for me to react to. I'm going to get into whatever you guys want me to watch and react to. I love it so much just standing in here and doing my thing. And meeting people and talking to people and building a community. It's really important. So let's get to the best part of this message.
And we need attention from the whole world. Maybe if you be a good boy, yeah, you can make a video about geography in Austria. Thank you.
Thank you. Nee.
Also nicht vergessen, wenn's nach Österreich kommst, aber wenn's Deutsch reden, nennst es nicht Deutsch.
Do not call them Germans, bro.
To learn geography now. Hey peeps, I'm your host Paul Barbato. Let's dissect the flag.
Select a flag. Austria.
The flag is one of the oldest used flags of Europe. Disputably, legend has it that the flag
Red and white, just like Canada.
comes from the siege of Acre after Leopold V came back from battle and removed his belt with his blood-soaked tunic, leaving a red-white banner. Keep in mind that the Austrian flag looks very similar to the flag of Latvia.
That's very interesting.
However, the Latvian flag has unequal-sized bands and is a darker shade of red. Keep in mind, many other countries in the Eastern European region, specifically the Pan-Slavic areas, still retain a part or complete version of the white-red pattern on their flags, like Austria. We'll explain a little bit more about this, but first, let's talk about the borders. In terms of its location, Austria is
See, this one seems like it was made before before Germany.
landlocked, bordered by 8 other countries.
8 out of the
Don't
countries.
forget Liechtenstein in the Central European region, with the Alps dominating 3/4 of the country in the west and in the center. The country is divided into 9 states, although it's kind of funny because the state of Lower Austria is technically a little higher than Upper.
See, he said that in the other video.
Austria geographically.
But it wasn't the same. It was just another part of... Maybe they were reading the map upside down, bro. Like, because you said that about Germany, about Saxon, Upper Saxon and Lower Saxon or something like
And
that.
the largest city is Vienna, located on the eastern.
Oh yeah, listen to this for 1 second.
I forgot to say, nah. I don't like it. Nah.
Side of the country, where 1 out of every 8 Austrians can be found. The city is a wonderful assimilation of centuries-old stone churches, palaces, opera houses, and monuments.
See, I love the architecture. Look at this, man.
High-rises, skyscrapers, and business
Oh,
offices.
I'm not on, you gotta be on this thing here. We're 120.
Oh, and there's
See, look at that. They're crazy.
and monuments, as well as modern high-rises, skyscrapers, and business offices. Oh, and there's dozens of castles speckled throughout the entire country. Remember how in the Albania video I told you play that whole Find the Bunker game?
Find the bunker game? What?
Well, in Austria, it's kind of like Find the Castle game. As a member of the EU, Austria's borders are pretty open with all of its neighbors and are pretty much virtually invisible with the exception of the occasional river or mountain.
Find the bunker. Now that's interesting. That sounds like everybody was, like for the wars, eh? Like
Blocking the way. The only controversy it really has is in the
Scared?
South Tyrol region, which historically
building a
belonged to a
fortress.
number of different kingdoms and empires, but for a long while it belonged to the House of Habsburg, a historically fascinating lineage that would eventually play a pivotal role in providing half of Europe with all of their monarchical lineages. In short, it kind
it's very interesting how it's all like kingdoms and stuff. And see, I don't even know really. I'd like to watch the geography now in Canada. Maybe.
of initially belonged to Austria. However, after the Treaty of Saint-Germain-en-Laye in 1919, the entire southern part of this region was kind of reluctantly given to the Kingdom of Italy. This explains why Austria has a relatively narrow eastern parameter that stretches into the Alps, as the South Tyrol region, which previously gave the country a wide
The Alps. That's all the mountains,
the
right?
range of dominion, was ceded to Italy. Austria was kind of like, okay, Italy, we'll give you this piece of land, but, you know, just a little heads up, pretty much everybody in there is Austrian, and they speak German, and they kind of want to be part of Austria. But hey, it's all yours.
My buddy here, Patrick, he said he can speak a little bit of Italian. I wonder if that's
Confusing part of the region, though, would have to be the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐲 enclave. Located right on the border of the Bavarian region of southern Germany, this
see very interesting again. A whole part surrounded.
place only has about 300 people, separated into 4 small towns. This area is strange because it is one of Europe's only 3 quadrupoint borders and is technically joined by Austria by only a small narrow corridor, only a few meters wide on the top of the adjacent 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐲 mountain that crosses over into the Austria side. Otherwise, the only way to get into Austria from this region is by driving through Germany. This means that if you don't want to go through Germany to get into Austria from this region, the only way is to literally climb to the top of 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐲 mountain to the very point where the 4 borders meet and climb all the way down to the rest of Austria.
What a place to have a fucking border meet, of course. Super.
Since the 19th century, the borders have been literally marked every single step of the way, and the top has a markstone that distinguishes the narrow crossing.
That's super cool. Like,
This is
honestly,
actually a
that is
common
actually
hike that
really
a lot of
cool.
people take, despite the fact that many of them don't even understand the significance of the markers. Speaking of mountains and hikes, let's talk about the physical geography. As mentioned before, about 3/4 of Austria is mountainous, with the Alps dominating the center and western parts of the country. These mountains are the characterizing segments that give Austria its distinct national identity, both historically
So
and
beautiful.
culturally.
It looks like the Rocky Mountains, bro.
In short, even though the vast majority of
In a
people
way.
in Austria live in the
I know.
low-lying
I know it's probably different, but I lived in Banff and in Alberta, and there's lots of mountains out there, bro.
plains around the mountains, Austria would not be Austria without the Alps. These mountains can actually be quite quirky, almost with minds of their own. For example, every spring in the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐲 mountains and forests on the east side of the Alps,
Hashawab.
the snow melt from the mountains completely engorges the Grüne
Green Lake. Now that looks like Lake Louise in a way.
See, or the Green Lake, engulfing the entire park with trees and benches underneath it. These mountains also provide the perfect setting for Austria's favorite sport, skiing. The problem, though, is that although these mountains are very beautiful, they do kind of make a lot of the country uninhabitable or difficult to cultivate. Although 40% of the land is covered in forests, less than 20% of the land is arable. And for the record, yes, The Sound of Music was filmed in parts of Austria.
The sound of this music was filmed.
No, not everybody has seen or even cared about seeing that movie. Of course, the mighty Danube River flows through the northern part of the country
See, look at that. Amazing. That was nothing like where I'm
and has
from.
historically played a vital role in Austria's economy.
Look at all the bridges, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And trade sector, especially after the construction of the Rhine-Main-Danube River Canal back in 1992, which allows ships to finally
Man-made.
pass
Listen to this fucking genius shit, bro. Man-made river canal to make shit
from the
easier.
North Sea through Europe into the Balkans and ending into the Black Sea. The low-lying areas of eastern Austria have nice grassy hills and plains, perfect for cattle raising and, of course, dairy production, where some of the classiest Austrian cheeses are produced. Now, of course, Austria's economy is not really that heavily based on agriculture, but rather services and industry, specifically in engine and medication manufacturing. But who does all the manufacturing? Let's find out in demographics. You know, as the home country of Mozart, Austria still kind of lives up to its classy expectation. Austria has a population of about 8.5 million, about 90% of whom are ethnically Austrian, and 10% from other nations, mostly from Germany and the former Yugoslavian states such as Hungary, Serbia, and Bosnia, with an influx of Turkish people having immigrated over the past few decades.
So this
The
is
reason why
important.
there's
Sorry, so Germans, Hungary, Serbia.
Bosnia, with an influx
Yeah, I remember there was a kid I went to school with. He was Bosnian growing up.
of Turkish people having immigrated over the past few decades. The reason why there are so many Eastern
He was really smart, man.
Europeans in Austria has somewhat to do with the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Habsburg dynasty, which was one of the most pivotal monarchies that shaped the entire course of European history in every corner, from Spain to France, England to Russia, and so on. The Habsburgs even took over Mexico for a short period of time. That's how powerful these people were. Yes, Austrians speak German, however, rule number one,
Do not call them German.
not call them
Right, Patrick?
German. They're kind of reluctant to even tell you that they speak German, and will be very quick to point out that it's Austrian German, not German German. The language has a very distinct vocabulary, a lot of the words influenced from Eastern European nation words, and they also have their own standard dictionary set apart from the German and Swiss dictionary.
Huh. Waterbush.
The dialects can change drastically in Austria. Sometimes it only takes about 40 kilometers traveling inward until you reach an area that has a completely different accent. And don't even get started on those Liechtensteiners. In contrast to Germans, Austrians like to define themselves as more soft-spoken and reserved. They don't like to upset anybody, and courtesy
Sounds like my buddy.
is very highly expected in this country. Educational accomplishments and achievements are very highly prized in Austria. One thing Austrians do kind of obsess over, though, are titles. They prefer to be addressed by every title that they've obtained for themselves, even if it equates to like 15 titles. Mr., Doctor, Chairman, Vice CEO,
Yeah, see, that's a little bit aggressive and it's funny though.
Chairman,
But I get it because you want fucking people to know, man.
One thing that Austrians will tell you that they really like to do is just taking simple walks, whether it's just for an hour to clear their head, and in any weather, whether it's great or whether it's raining.
See? That's amazing. I haven't been on my walks lately. Maybe I should go for a walk today. I've been so focused on working and pushing out videos that I don't know, man. Let's go.
They even have a word for it, spazieren gehen. Don't be surprised if an Austrian invites you to just go for a walk. Go with it. They're a little bit more conservative in their politics, which can possibly be attributed to the growing elderly population. However, the youth have always been known to ruffle up a few controversy feathers here and there. I mean, the winner of last year's Eurovision contest was an Austrian drag queen with a beard. They keep things a little bit on the down low. However, once every so often, one notable figure
5 years old, bro. We gotta get updated versions.
comes and shines through, like Christopher Waltz and everyone's favorite bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger, which, by the way, contrary to some stupid rumors, no, the last name Schwarzenegger does not have a racist connotation behind it. It literally just means the person from Schwarzen. Schwarzen meaning black, Egger meaning soil, black soil, fertile soil. It basically just means the place of the fertile soil. The family is descended from a long line of prosperous farmers.
See, I don't know how people feel about him even explaining that today. Because I never even... Like, I've heard people say that as a joke, but it's not a joke at all. There's, like, people... Racism, no, is not okay.
Ega meaning soil, black soil, fertile soil. It basically just means the place of the fertile soil. The family is descended from a long line of prosperous farmers, which is what the name refers to. Case closed! Speaking of relationships, let's talk about the friend zone. In the simplest way I can put this, this is kind of what Austria's relationships kind of look like. Now shut up and dance with me!
I forgot to say, nah.
Pretty much all of Austria's best friends have some kind of a love-hate relationship with them, but love always wins in the end. It's kind of crazy too, because in the nicest, softest way I can put this, Austria did kind of start or influence both world wars. World War I with the attacks from the Empire on Serbia after the Archduke was assassinated, and World War II because, well...
But, this is what we all gotta learn. Is that you can't be mad at what happened in the past. Because if it wasn't for what happened in the past, we wouldn't be what are we today. And today, we have the power to shift, like, to shift the narrative and to all be united and to build together. That's the message we all need to know. Everybody, we need to unite. No matter what color, what country, wherever. Guy, girl, whatever, man. Doesn't matter. Let's go.
I mean, Hitler was kind of born in Austria. No Austria, no Hitler. To this day, Austria is incredibly neutral in their affairs and lies in a very interesting alliance limbo, as they have neither joined NATO or the Warsaw Pact. But enough on that. In regards to their eastern neighbors, because of the whole Austro-Hungarian Empire, Austria and many of the other Central and Balkan states, like the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Serbia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and so on, have close ties to Austria, even though historically they had lots of drama under the Habsburg dynasty. But hey, it was either the Habsburgs or the Ottomans, and they hated the Ottomans. In regards to Italy, Italy has always been a huge trade partner, but of course, like mentioned before, the whole South Tyrol region thing kind of causes a little bit of tension. They aren't going to war or anything, but Austria is kind of like, look, Italy, come on. Everybody there is Austrian. In terms of their best friends, Austria would kind of reluctantly say Germany, but more specifically Bavaria, the region of South Germany. Bavarians and Austrians are very similar in their culture and tradition. Some Austrians will tell you that because they get along so well, Bavaria is
BFF, bro.
said to be the 10th Bundesland, or state, of Austria, although Bavaria alone has more inhabitants than the whole of Austria. You know all that stereotypical Lederhosen and Dirndl costume stuff that you see on all those
That's you guys.
Oktoberfest commercials? Yeah, that's kind of what you would attribute to Bavarian and somewhat Austrian culture, but they only do that on special occasions. If it was up to me, I would wear that stuff 24/7, but hey, to each his own. In conclusion,
You definitely wouldn't wear that 24/7, bro. No need to lie here.
Austria is kind of like the country that secretly changed the entire course of all of European history right under our noses without us even knowing about it. Here's one more picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and get ready because Azerbaijan is coming up next.
My buddy's never ever mentioned him. Shout out to you, Patrick. Here you go, buddy. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel. Let's go, man. We'll just keep building. And like and drop a comment. Let me know what other country you'd like for me to react to. Any songs, music, anything, man. Just put it in the comments below. And I will see you on the next video. Positivity is key. 100.
Man, can you stop it? All this work is flawless. My best month's usually August. The blueprint's laid, the polish.